Yeah, hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about our next module, that is cloud formation. In this cloud formation, the main agenda is to understand what is cloud formation and creating templates, creating stack using the templates, and understanding the resources, various resources in template, and also parameters passing through the template and understanding of the mappings, and we'll also understand about various functions in CloudFormation, and we can write the templates using the AML or JSON script, and also we can handle the website with all template as well. So these are all we are going to discuss as part of our topic. So here the cloud formation. What exactly the cloud formation? Cloud formation. This module is mostly DevOps, come under DevOps, but still we need to understand because we are managing our infrastructure using cloud formation, where you can automate some jobs, where you can do uh, where you can do the engineering task, where you can do engineering task, and you can make it ready program, and it is simply like you can say like infrastructure as a code service, infrastructure as a code. That means I want to deploy a server. In traditionally you can go with the management control, and where you can start your server, and then server service EC2, then say next AMI, and different processes we have, right? But here we can, all the steps you can write in a program. That program will allow you to create and the server and all. So that means this cloud formation, it is easy way to create and manage collection of resources with their dependencies, and also you can use this is like easy to deploy, and like fast, and it's kind of you can also integrate with this API, and you can create infrastructure using these templates. So, and also it is not chargeable, it is free. That means by this is just notepad, you can write the code. That code will give you the infrastructure. I will show you one or two, you will understand. As of now, at least only one or two terms you need to understand. What is cloud formation? Cloud formation is a mechanism to create infrastructure as a code, infrastructure as a code. So in this, what you are going to do, you want to implement any services using code only. That means I want to create the server, I can use the same code. So like I want to create 100 servers, I can use the same code to deploy the 100 servers. So that means it is just a kind of template you are making as a some file level template, and it is free. You no need to pay anything for the service, and it's kind of engineering task. You can just design the entire infrastructure, not only server, the whole infrastructure you can design into one template, and you can use that template to restore the infrastructure back in case. So like for example, you have the one environment in one region. In case the region is not available, some reason like some disaster or something, then you can use this same template to destroy the restore the same thing in another region. Also, one day someone is deleted the entire infrastructure, so you have the template ready. You can no need to redesign the entire infrastructure, entire thing. So you just use this template, so you can able to restore the service again. That is the main purpose of this CloudFormation template. So CloudFormation, it is the free service and help to you to set up the Amazon Web Service resources, and it will give you the developer easy to job, like just one program is good enough to create multiple servers, also multiple these thing. And also you can maintain the different version, and also you can maintain like you can repeat the same, like see I want a web server, so instead of going every time infrastructure, like EC2 and all, so you can just execute the template. The template will create the same kind of server, a number of, okay. And also while creating it, will you will roll back the environment if you don't like it. So and if anything error, any issues, you can roll back also. And also it acts as a one blueprint for your company infrastructure and all. So that is the cloud formation. So in this cloud formation, this is like declarative and customization via parameters. That means, like, see, for example, I want to create a volume, so I can create a small template. The template you can pass as a input parameter as a volume, size and all. So you can use anything, like and also no extra charges for that, and you no need to reinvent every time. It is very transparent and open. So it's very simple service provided by AWS to automate the infrastructure and as a code. So that is the one thing. And here in this scenario, imagine there is an infrastructure like that S3, there is a server, there is a lot of infrastructure. It includes the whole application. So this whole application, you can take it into a on template. You can take it to a template. This template is ready. In case one day this whole thing is deleted by someone, if something happened to this whole infrastructure, then you can use this template to deploy the entire thing again. You can just use this template to deploy again entire stuff. So that means it is the ready-made program is ready. Program, this is completely on file. It has everything. It is ready-made program. This file will help you to create the infrastructure. I will show you how this file and what is this inside the file, how it is written and all. At least outline. Oh, there is a template, there is a small program. That program will create the infrastructure. That's all. That infrastructure means it is going to create the server, it is going to create the services, like everything it is going to create. That is the most important. Here what we are going to do exactly in CloudFormation, there is a template you can create. That template you can pass through a CloudFormation service, then it will create the stack. That stack will create the stack. That stack will create the services and all. So that is the most important. Now you are very clear about template. You can pass through the CloudFormation. That CloudFormation will create the stack. So that means the stack means actual service. Like you are writing a template to create the server, and you are just passing through the CloudFormation, and it is going to create a stack. That stack will create the your server. So I will show you practically, then you will understand, at least outline. Yes, there is a template only. We are passing through CloudFormation service in AWS that will create the services. So that is the one more important. If you go to the CloudFormation template, we are talking about template. Here, what exactly the template and how it is look like, and how to create these services using template and all. So before going to this template, let me show you one template here, like how the template look like. So then you can understand easily. How the templates are and all. So if you go to the services here, like I have that some templates in my drive, so I can show you I have some CloudFormation templates. So for example, take one example, then you can understand the structure, then we will understand more about this. Okay, so in this template, imagine this is the template to create the server. This is the template to create the server. So like for example, I'm going to open the template here. So notepad, so I'm notepad plus. So then I'm taking this too. Okay, so here, so this is the template. We'll discuss again, don't worry. This is the template. I can use this template by passing my server. So this is my server, like T2 micro, T1 micro, or T2 micro, whatever the small server you can use. And so just let me go to the my AWS service, then you can see how I'm going to create this service and all. So here aws.amazon.com I'm going to, then I'm going to create the one server in front of you by using the template. Then you can realize, like, so in traditionally how you are going to create the server, you just go to the services, then go to the EC2, then select the launch instance. Then you can go various steps, like select Linux server or Windows server, whatever the server you are looking for. So you are looking for this server. So then you can go to the next step, like step by step we are going to discuss. So the next step is select the server model. Next step is select the storage. Next step is like that, right? So if you are not giving any specific service, specific thing, it is going to create the default one. The same way if you go to the template also having the same thing. I want the server, and I'm taking this AMI, what AMI you want to create. So I'm taking this AMI and I'm executing this program using template. Don't worry about this program, I'll explain in few minutes, but at least you just need to get some idea. The cloud formation is you are just passing a some program code through a cloud formation so that it is easy to understand. That's why. So CLOUD cloud formation, cloud formation. You go to the cloud formation, then you can create a stack. While creating a stack, if you see, don't try to understand, I will explain. So then go to the template to design. So just outline. Oh, okay, I'm not going in traditional method, I'm using my template to deploy the server. So I'm just validating, then I'm creating the server. See, I'm executing the stack, and that stack is going to create your EC2. You can give any name for this stack, EC2. Then yeah, that's all. So that means like you are almost there. That's all your stack is creating. So that means imagine this is one server, but in company it may be 200, 300 lines, 400, 500 lines that has the server, database related component. Everything is included in one program. You can execute that program, will create the entire stuff. So including load balancer also, everything it is going to create. Now if you see, if you look for the template, how it look like and what it is doing here in backend. So let me see. Look like I'm not created. Did I? No. I think I'm not done that. So next to say again template. I'm creating the template and I'm just using this template. Otherwise, let me see, is the server is creating, then my program is running. So my server is not creating, that means my program I'm not created, look like. So I'm going back to CloudFormation service. In the last step I was not created, look like. I'm going here, then create template. We'll discuss again, don't worry. Just one picture you need. Okay, there is a CloudFormation service in AWS. In that services, we are going to create the server using this option. Next, then you can say EC2. So you can say EC2, any name you can give, just that is the name. Then next, then next, then I wait here. Actually, I am not created that. So now it is creating. Can you see this? Now the resource is creating. If you go to the server, then you can see there is a, see, it is doing behind. It is doing all the steps. It is taking the EC2. It is creating the EC2 instance. Then if I go to the server service, you can see there is a server is creating. You can see there is a server is creating because of your template. By using this, if you, whoever is creating like this program, they can, by using this program, they can write a small UI Java code or something. So then they will give outsourcing to India, server deployment task to NTCS or Infosys and all. They just select the server creation, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, wherever they want, they UI. So click on that server creation button on this, then it will ask you what model server you want, what kind of server you want, how much resources and all. They have the Excel sheet for everything. Submit, select all the things and submit. Then the server is creating. So even they don't know that they are working in cloud.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
That's what you are doing. Now you understand, right? The behind that, yeah, behind your task is this program is running.
I'm sorry to interrupt for a minute. The thing is, to build the server, I'm I'm selecting the template and then just update the how much the CPU limit, memory limit, and then which security group it has to be created, which
Exactly.
group has to be applied. These things and all we will select. Then after we'll click next, and then submit. That's it.
That's all. In the back end, this program is executing. It is doing entire stuff.
Yes. Now I got it. So how they are creating the templates?
Exactly. This template, because that is the way automation, right? So the next time, how many resources they want, they simply, that's all. One program is good enough. And even that program will send the mail with all the details to them also, customer.
So we can adapt the Ansible also in this.
Exactly. This is instead of this, the Terraform in that program, right? Like in our job placement oriented, the Terraform is much easier than this.
Oh my God.
And Terraform is much easier, and Terraform is more comfortable with all the clouds like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud.
Okay.
So
So
if
so
the
so
customer, yeah,
so you
the,
mean that instead of I'm going Ansible, then I can go for the Terraform.
yeah, Terraform is much easier. Terraform means like, see, server EC2, server server deployment using Terraform. Can you see this? The first step, Terraform or CloudFormation, anything. So if you go here using Terraform, only the thing is you need to change the platform. So the Terraform, what it does, it will take the input, right? So instead of provider AWS, you just need to provide the provider name is Ansible. I mean, sorry, Google Cloud. So in this script, you just need to change the Google Cloud instead of this one. You understand what I mean? Just you need to
Oh,
change the provider name.
okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. So, so that, yeah. So now coming to, so here just to see what we did exactly. I need the server in this region. I need the for that server you need a profile and what kind of server you want and AMI, what model server and what tags you want to give. That's all. You are all set. But one thing here is, by looking these brackets, we may scare a little bit, but over the period, like it is easy again, like nothing we are doing here in this program. Even this is just to understand, I will explain. This is just comment, even that is nothing, even though if it is not there, it will work. And in this program, if you see this program, here what we are giving the input to the program. I need this server, this model using this key. That's all, only 3 parameters. The rest of all same. So that means in AWS under EC2 instance you are managing. Instead of instance, I want to S3. So I can go to S3 and I can give the bucket name. Then I can provide the properties are bucket equal to bucket name. So I will explain about that. So, but at least outline here is we are trying to understand. So there is a program we are using to deploy the server. This program is called as a template. This program is called as a CloudFormation template. To write that template, we need some rules. The first rule, one, rule two, like that. That rules I am going to explain now. Before going to that, any questions here, anyone? Uh, 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 Bharat and Mahindra and Gopal. Any questions here?
See, while we're creating the server using EC2, in that there is a code will be written from the in the JSON. So that
JSON format.
that code can we can copy and then create the template.
Yeah, you can copy from anywhere.
Okay.
We can generate also. That's what I told you long time back also. These days, software IT is very easy. Only thing is we need to spend little bit of time. That's all.
Okay.
So
So now the
with a
template. Yeah.
single code, we can create any number of
N
instances.
n number of. You can also pass the parameter instead of we are giving this, right?
Mhm.
So if you say X, suppose like ABC, so then it will ask you input parameter. Hey, what model server you want? You want Windows or Linux? You can give the Windows. Then Windows, what model you want? You can pass the parameter also. Got it?
What is this instance type T2
So the
micro?
model, right? We while creating the server. Suppose if you remember, while creating a server, you are using
Okay.
different while launching. So the first step you need AMI. So here you need to provide the AMI. So then the next step you need to select the AMI. If I selected this AMI, so then the next step is you need to select the what model server you are looking.
I got it.
So here also you need to provide what model server. Then you need to go next. So you can select whatever the parameters if you want. If you don't want to give anything, it is taking the default.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. So all these
So
steps we are mentioning here.
yeah, exactly. Whatever we are doing here, everything we are mentioning here. That's all. So while writing this program, what is this first line? What is the next line? What is the resource? What is the properties? What is the meaning of type? And these things we are learning now. You got it, right? In template for what is template means, the CloudFormation template means in template is a declarative of AWS resources that make up of stack, and that means this template will create the stack. That stack will create the server. This template you can write in any format, in JSON script or YAML script. Two languages it is allowing these days. YAML, I will explain what is a YAML, what is JSON and all. So they at least outline you need to remember, oh, there is a two languages it is allowing to create your templates. The second thing is what exactly the purpose of this template. You can use this template for reusable like in n number of times. If anything fail, it will give you the error also. It will give you the feedback error saying that so and so problem and all. And also avoid collision, like already if it is infrastructure is existing, it will say it will already there. And also it is JSON format, and the automation is very easy. Managing relations also we can provide with the different resources. I will show you this, but one thing I will tell you, whatever I'm going to explain very easy, and in company this is not that much easy, but in company we have the time. We have the time means this is kind of engineering task. You are designing something. The designing, definitely they will give you 2 months, 3 months, 4 months project kind of thing. Then you can write the program small, one by one, like that. So that is the one more thing. And the second thing is the components of the template. The components of the template, you have, imagine you have the template. The template has some components also. What are those components we have? What are the components we have? The components of the template is kind of, uh, while writing the program, what are the components you need to use? In that, one component is the description. The description in the program is just to understand what exactly your program is doing. So in this, the description is saying, oh, this my program is EC2 server creation, like that. My program is saying EC2 server creation. That's all. You can give any name. Just understand by looking this program itself, I can understand, oh, this program is for EC2 Linux server. You understand that? This here you need to understand the terminology. What is description? In your whole programs, like 100 programs, 1,000 programs, doesn't matter. Wherever you need to write the description, use this. Description is the keyword you need to use, and then you need to proceed whatever the description you want. Now I hope you understand the meaning of description. If not clear, let me know. Any questions here about description?
Yeah, it is clear.
So then coming to the template version, format version. The format version means this is nothing to do, this is like, you don't need to remember, you don't need to write also. And also one more important thing is this whole template has so many lines, so many things, right? Some of them are the mandatory components, some of them are the optional. So this is optional description, that is your purpose. If you want, you still your program will execute. If you are not provided this description, still your program will run and it will work. In the same way, this is also format version. Format version means on which version of the CloudFormation you are running. So this is always fixed, like 2010, I think they created. The same version is there. So we no need to remember the version meaning also. So that is the second component, that is the versioning. Now you are very clear about description, you are very clear about versioning. So before going to metadata, any questions here, anyone?
Yeah, can you explain about that writing the script where we use that?
Oh, we'll do that. Before
Okay,
writing, yeah, before writing, we need to understand the components.
okay.
You want to write the program, right? In writing, while writing, you need to understand. Now you understand, oh, description, we need to write the description. You understand version, what exactly the version meaning. So whenever you want multiple lines of description, then go for the metadata. You got it, the meaning?
Yeah.
You got it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the one thing. Now everyone is clear about these three components. Now we are going to these are three are the optional. It is not mandatory even. So without those options, still your program will execute. Okay. Then the most important thing is the resource. So you can focus more on this resource. Resource is the main component. Without resource, you can't do anything. The resource is the main component what you are going to create. The resource is the main component what you are going to create here. The resource, here three things you need to remember, four things. One is resource, the resource name, resource type, properties of the resource. So that means like you are creating a server, so you are just giving, this is, you can give any name like ABC, XYZ, anything you can give just for resource name for AWS. You understand the meaning of resource? Resource is the main component in template. The resource is the main component. It is the mandatory component. Without resource, your program will not execute, because you need to give some resource what you want to create. You understand the meaning of this, right? So in that resource, you need to provide the resource name. Then what is the resource type you are trying? These are the most important thing. Okay, this is like, you need to remember these two anyhow. So the third point is the type also. Type also most important. Why? Because your type is like AWS under server related, then instance related. You got it?
Yes.
You understand, right? Suppose if I go to the same thing, if I go to the same program, like if I want to go to the one S3 bucket, suppose if I want to create a S3 bucket. So see, I want to create a S3 bucket. If you see one or two examples, you can easily understand. So in this S3 bucket, so if I want to create a S3 bucket, so up to this is common, right? The resource, description and all is common. There is no difference. So you can say the description and all. You can provide the description and all. So the description is to create the S3 bucket or something like that. You can type, right? S3 bucket bucket. So S3 bucket you can create here. Okay, I think it is not S3 bucket. It is user creating
IAM.
group. Yeah, group. group. Here it's very easy. Resource name and type is you are working under AWS IAM service related under that group related where you are creating user group and all you are creating under IAM service, right? Under that you are creating group. I want to create user, just say user. So you are understanding, right? So the resource type meaning type, if you are not understanding, let me know, I will explain, because the type is the most important. The reason is based on the type only one program, one agent, one program is coming and it will take all parameters from you and it is creating the server or server or storage, whatever, based on the service, based on the type. Jamer, you understand the meaning of type, I think.
Yes.
Based on the
Yeah.
type only, if you miss the type, the system, the program will not understand what need to do.
You are just spoon feeding us.
Because you are already in, right? So that's why you are feeling that it's
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what. Yeah, good thing is like that guy is there. That's why at least you guys understand. I am teaching something. Otherwise, these topics are little crazy, and the people whoever is not understanding, then not understanding means they are not in this area. Then definitely they will get little bit confusion. So in the first time and all, yeah. You don't know, the good thing with my training is I started my training from second grade student. That's why from second grade, then I teach to fifth grade, then I teach to 10th grade, then a college lecturer, then this whole like MSc people, so many MSc, MS. I teach MS Maths also. I don't know how I teach. I am wondering still. I feel like I am wondering myself. I teach MSc Maths, Jimerilla. I am engineering graduate student. Engineering graduate student is like very hard for maths, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I teach. But I don't know how I teach. I teach to MSc Math. Really, I feel like right now I am thinking like how I teach that time. The hungry making like that.
But mine is very different. I'm a BSc Computer Science student only, and
Yeah.
that too for one paper I have written more than 5 times.
Yeah, sometimes that's what if we spend time, definitely it is easy. If we are not spending time, it's a little bit tough. Some topics are really easy, some topics are little bit tough. The one which is tough, we need to spend little more time, that's all. That's what I understand. So now the why I'm concentrating more on this type. If you miss this type, gone. Your program will not execute. But in that program, in this type, there is a huge thing is going running because of this type only. One program from CloudFormation, that AWS is sending one program to create these resources by taking input parameters, all of this. So now we are very clear about the meaning of resource. So what are the parameters you need for each resource? That is the question. Next question. You understand? So you are giving properties, right? So the next one is the property. What are the properties? What are the properties of this server, storage, whatever you want? The properties are the properties while creating manually, you are giving something, right? That is everything. Suppose if I want to create a S3 bucket, if I want to create a S3 bucket, what you need exactly? You need the S3 bucket name, S3 Suvan or something you can give. So you need the S3 bucket, that then it will create, right? So you don't need to give anything, only bucket name. But still you can give parameters, but if you are not giving, all are taking default. You understand what I mean? So whatever the input you need while creating this resource, you need the same input while writing the program also. Like for example, now you want to create a storage bucket. Tell me program now. This is just I want to create the bucket. So using template. In this template, just create a bucket S3 bucket. This is just common thing, right? The version you did not change anytime. Description just you can change, and resource name is S3 bucket, SEKET bucket, create or whatever it is. Here the type, tell me what do I need to give?
AWS S3
Exactly, AWS
bucket.
S3
Bucket.
bucket. Exactly, BUCKET bucket. So then properties of the bucket is what bucket name you want. I want S3, SU, otherwise like Suvan IT bucket name. I want to create the Suvan IT bucket name. That's all. If you execute this program, you can able to create a bucket name S3. What you did exactly here, you provided your name, that's all. These things 1 2 3 4 properties, you can remember these for 4 5 times. If you write in pen or type it something, definitely you can remember this.
So just we need to mug up the formats. That's it.
Exactly, you just need to understand what properties you need. Only the problem with Jameer, you and me and some people, whoever is there in infrastructure side from long time, we don't want to see these brackets. We don't want to see these brackets. That's why we feel like this is programming. I don't want this program. If you think really, there is no programming, right? Do you think any programming here?
No, nothing.
We are just passing our parameter what you need. That's all. So that is the resource meaning. So then coming to, you don't know what are the resources you want. If you go to the Google, AWS is giving you the whole thing. AWS is giving you AWS CLOUD cloud formation template. So if you go to the AWS CloudFormation template, so here they will give you the complete set. Set means like for each thing how we need to use, like resources. For each resources, how can we provide? So yes, if we see here, we have lot of examples. So not you don't need to think examples also. Here we need to think about what format they are giving, how we need to provide the parameters and the properties and all. So if you go here, the template format, customs resources, template mapping, somewhere we can see that. So that the format, so CloudFormation. So you are understanding what I'm trying to do, right? So suppose EC2, suppose S3 BUCKET bucket CREATION with US I am using CLOUD cloud FORMATI1. There is a format. They will give you the complete format in one document. So this is the document. If you go here, you can see the whole sample, no, not sample, template reference. Yeah, this one. So you just go here, whatever you want to create, any server, anything. So template, resource properties. So here batch processing, Etna, Cloud Trail, and see each and everyone, everything there is a templates here. Suppose I want to go to the server operation, so I want to create a EC2 instance, for example. I want to create a elastic IP, for example. So if you see elastic IP you want to create, so everything they will give you, including example also. But the most important thing is not the example. You don't need to think about example. You need to think about the syntax. In this syntax, if you see the type and whatever the properties you need just need to change this one. That's all. You got this point? That means whatever component you want to give, for that component they will give you the all input parameters also. While creating that server, the resource, we understand. The other option is, if you don't want that, you can just look for the service here. Like you just suppose I want to go for IAM, user creation. In this I want to create a user, or I want to create a group. Just to go to group, and you can see the syntax, you can clearly understand. Group name, this property, we are trying to understand what are the properties we have usually. The properties type, about that resource name, so in that, the properties of this thing. So you just go here, you want to create a policy using this, just you can go to the policy option, group, which policy you want to apply, like that. So just to spend, we need to spend little bit more time here, like the corresponding what service we are talking about, what service customer is asking, what program they need. So for everything, see, and every service, like Route 53, S3, Amazon S3, these topics we already know. You want to create a bucket, you just go here and clearly understand. While creating the bucket, all the properties are here. So if you are not provided, these are the mandatory. Bucket name, the red one is the mandatory. The red one is the mandatory. The rest of all you can give, otherwise it will work. So you can just go with one example also. You don't need to give everything, just you can give the bucket name, that's all. Property equal to bucket name. The type equal to, you need bucket, that's all. So if you take this template and you can modify according to your requirement, your program requirements, just you can go here. Now you can clearly understand the resource. The resource name is S3 bucket, the bucket, and this property I will explain about this. Just remember, sometime I will explain. So then coming to properties are bucket name equal to, you are giving your bucket name. That's all, I think. That means we are trying to understand resource, resource name, resource type, properties of the resource. Properties of the resource. So go ahead, any questions here about this till now, about the resource meaning?
Oh, what is this metadata?
Metadata is the comment only, but multiple lines. If there is a multiple lines of comment,
Okay.
then metadata. So now you are very clear about description, version, metadata, resource, and all. Then parameter. Before going to parameter, everyone okay with resource? What is resource here, how it is the mandatory component, and how the resources are properties. Resource has 4 components, like resource, resource name, resource type, properties of the resource. The properties, what properties you need to give based on the what component you are creating. If you are creating a component like user, the properties are username, group, you need to give. That means what is the mandatory in that, what are the not mandatory, how you can say. That means while creating the group or something, it will give you mandatory component also. Like for example, you want to create a user. Sorry. While creating a user, what you need exactly? I'm creating a user. So while creating a user, right? So see, what is the mandatory here? Username. Without username, it won't work, right? It will. Is it proceeding without this? No, right? So that is the mandatory component, mandatory property. So like I want to create test user. So now still it is not moving. That means you need to select any one of these properties. If you select this, yes, then you can proceed. Then you can create. That's all. You can just no need of anything. You just need two properties. One property is name. The second is the what kind of access you want to create. These are these. That's all. Say next, next, next. It is created. You are understanding, right? And also you can give the proper permission if you want. Each next something is there, right? The something is the property. All the properties you can provide if you want. You can provide the property like next, then what kind of property you want. You want any set boundary, or you want any kind of tag you want to give. That is the one property. This is like permission you is the one of the property. Like you can give whatever the properties while creating the resources. The same thing you can apply in the template. That is the mandatory component or optional and all. Now you got it, right? What is optional, what is mandatory? Then coming to the parameters. If you go to the parameters, this is the most important thing. So like for example, we created a template just now. So you are always creating. If you execute 100 times this program, it is always creating the same bucket name. You understand? Instead of that, you can select a parameter, one parameter here. Say here parameter parameter. You can write parameter name like example. I'm telling example. You are selecting the enter the name of the bucket or something like that. Then you can take that parameter here and you can use that parameter name here. Then it will create with the same like 100 servers also. So now you got this point meaning of parameter, right? So like for example, see, I will show you one example also. If I go to the with input parameter, so I want to create a server with by taking the input parameter. This program, if I execute this program, it is always creating one Linux server. You understand this? So instead of that, here I'm not giving any AMI. Here I'm not giving any AMI. I am taking input parameter as a image. Input parameter as image and key as a image. I am passing to this program. I will explain program tomorrow, don't worry. But here we are trying to understand what is the parameter meaning. Parameter is the parameter we are passing at the time of executing the template. You are passing as a input parameter instead of typing there. You understand? So I'm deleting this first. So if I go to the CloudFormation, I'm creating a stack. I'm creating a stack now. I'm creating this thing. I will explain how to create this stack, how to do the lab practice and all. I will explain tomorrow. But at least here I'm giving something. Yeah. So now if I execute this program, program is correct. Then if I execute this program, then it is asking you what kind of server you want. So if I go next, can you see this? It is asking what kind of key you want. What is this? You understand now? Because of this program has the parameter is the one of the component we added. That's why it is asking you input. Hey, enter what model you want. If I give the model of the server like Windows server, it will create Windows server. if I give the whatever the AMI you have, so it is example is for Windows Server. So other than it example for server, otherwise you want to create a user also, just it will ask you what user name, what group you want to add, so you can give as a input parameters. So I can give the AMI this, I can give this AMI instead of, so I can give the AMI of this, so EC2 test. So then you can do key, whatever the key name, Linux or whatever it is. So I don't know what key it is. So we need to check that key also. So otherwise it will fail. So here, what are the keys we have? I have two keys, right? So
One is RHEL.
RHEL, right? Yeah, RHEL. So that key I need to give the properly. RHEL I can give. That's all. You are all set. Now you are very clear, right? It is asking input parameter. You pass that input parameter. The same program you can execute by providing the, after some time one guy is asking, hey, I need one Windows server. Same program you can ask. It will ask you, just you need to enter the AMI belongs to Windows AMI. So in your company, you have already some standard AMIs, use Windows for this, Linux for this, like that. You can select the corresponding AMI and you can provide the input parameters, that's all. And also model server, I want some specific model of the server. That model also you can give as a one more parameter, like image ID, same key name, the same model. You understand what I mean? Here, instead of providing the direct image, direct server, you can give the instance type. So what type of instance? Image ID, same like image ID, key name. Then you can go with the whatever the instance type equal to. Then you can give the parameter as a whatever instance type you want. You got it right, I think, right? Jamie, you got this point, Bharat? The parameter meaning. We are not yet started the programming, don't worry, I will explain tomorrow. But in the meantime, we are trying to understand each component while writing the program. Wherever you want input parameter, you can provide the input parameter. Yeah, the parameter is the component, the parameter is the keyword. You need to use parameter and you need to start bracket. What are the parameters you want, like image name or keyword, some user like our group or something like whatever while creating, right? So you can give the parameters like this. So go ahead, any confusion questions here about parameter meaning? Then some conditions also you can mention, some mappings and output. Output is the kind of, while executing the program, you want to generate some output. That output says what you created exactly. The output says what you created. So like for example, what is format version? The format version is doing like this. Then the design template, what is the description of the template? The template is doing like this. So you just go through this document also, I will share with you. I already shared with you, it is there. So but I will also again share with you. You can understand the component meaning, what is version. I just explained like optional. The version meaning is this is always same, so we no need to change anytime. This is always fixed one. Then template description, this is also optional, this is just kind of comment. Then this is the metadata. If you want multiple lines of comment, like see one comment, two comment, three, like that, you want multiple descriptions, then you go for the metadata. These are also optional, so you no need of remember and all. So parameters, this is the most important, I just explained. The parameter is the input parameter ID. Then type of the parameter is the most important. Then parameter property, the value, like what parameter you are passing and all. So that is the most important. In this example, the parameter and the parameter ID and the description of the parameter, the type is the most important. whether you are passing input parameter as a string or value. If there is a volume creation, for example, so volume creation means it is always creating one volume, but I don't want specific volume. I want to, it will ask you how much space you want, disk space you want, and you need to provide the value input parameter. Then you can create the, you can pass as a input parameter, then you can create based on that requirement. So I hope you understand the meaning, right? See how much space you want image id key. Then I want to attach the VBS volume also with this specific requirement and all. So that is the one important. So any questions here? For example, see the parameter bucket creation. It will ask you bucket name and you can execute the bucket name. That's all. If I execute this program, it is not creating a single bucket. You just pass input what bucket you want. So this is like, we are going through CloudFormation. You don't need to execute from the CloudFormation also. You can execute this from the command line. You can execute this. So total thing is from command line also. So I will explain that. So then coming to I'm just creating a bucket name here. I'm just creating a bucket name. So something here. Something syntax error. Maybe some bracket, extra brackets or something. So we need to check that. Resource name. Yeah. So then you can go here. Then the program is having some error, so it will give you errors also. So we need to check that. So maybe it is extra. No. So here this is the one. So maybe some lines are extra and all, we need to check. But you guys understand, right? What's going on? So then you can provide the input parameter and you can execute this. If you see this program, so there is something extra, one more is needed. So that is the one. You can also verify. Can you see this? It is highlighted here. This bracket is for this. So these brackets only important here. I will explain tomorrow this about these brackets, and I will explain without brackets also. You no need of brackets also because of the other program YAML script. So we can use the YAML script as well. So now still it is showing something here. Some syntax error is here somewhere. I need to verify that. Okay. Validating template error is there. Okay. Anyhow, so but you guys understand, right? Any questions here? Input parameter. Yeah, these parameters. The brackets we need to check properly. Yeah. Okay. I'll show you tomorrow. So, but you guys understand, right? While doing practice, we will understand more about this. But at this time, we are trying to understand the parameter meaning. So, any questions here about parameters and all? Yeah, parameters meaning and mapping means you can also uh, add the multiple values to a mapping, like a equal to this one, b equal to this one, like that. I will explain about this mapping. Suppose for example you are creating a template. For example, you are creating a template, so the template is creating, but the AMI is available in the same region, right? If you want to execute the same program in another region, then you need to use the mapping also. The mapping says if you are using Eastern one, the US Eastern one, so that so and so AMI. If you are using California, so and so AMI. If we are using the same program from so and so other Mumbai region, use those so and so AMI. Like that, you can map the values. So that you can use the same program in different regions also. You understand the meaning? You can use the same templates in different region also. That is the one more most important. Now you are very clear about these things. So still any questions, any confusion here
Can you
about
please share these two JSON document and this document, please? Can you please? Please.
I will
Okay.
share.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Actually, some
also
files are missing in the shared folder, sir. So can you update it over to Google Drive so that it will replicate?
definitely I will. So then coming to condition also, the condition of the template, you just go, you can also give some condition, so and so condition, do this like that. So these while doing practice you can understand, while executing only you can understand some of them. Resources, you already understand what is resources, now explain. The output says like whatever you executed, so the executed, suppose you created a server, so that it will give you the template, the so and so you did like that. For example, after executing the template, you can see there is a stack. That stack is showing like output value. So tomorrow you will see from output also, I will show you practically, but outline, you understand the meaning, right? Imagine you created a server, so this output saying, okay, you created server like that. This is just for our understanding, nothing for the system actually. So that is the one thing. Then that's all. Okay. So the rest of the things we will discuss tomorrow. The reference also, we have some reference meaning also. While writing the program, we'll understand the reference meaning. The reference meaning is like, suppose I want to use the same value in multiple places, you can refer that. Suppose for example, can you see this refer key? So if you go to the key pair, actual key pair is here. So you are just referring, instead of providing the key here, you are referring a key. That refer meaning you need to understand. That means you are referring to here like that. Jamir, you got this point?
Yes, it seems to be a C programming.
Yeah, refer means like see, like one value, specific value you want to use multiple times. Instead of using multiple times, you can refer.
Yes.
You can refer to that. That's all. That is the reference meaning. So you will understand more about this reference. Yeah, that's all. So that's all about this. So we'll do practically tomorrow about these programs. While doing, you can understand more values, comparison, and all. Some functions also we can understand. The get att, get join, like there is some functions also. Those functions we'll see while doing practical. So you'll understand. So that's all I think. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing. Okay. So some templates here. I will share the templates and all. We will discuss these templates also tomorrow. Now you can able to easily understand each and every template. See, let's just go through any of the sample templates. If you go to the sample templates here, so now you can clearly understand each and every point. Can you see this? Every line you can able to explain now. What is this? Just to template version, description,
That is
resource.
optional.
AWS
Optional.
template version and ACT
Yeah,
instance type and their parameters. What type of
exactly.
image, what instance type, and tag name.
That's all. Instead of Windows Server, you just to take the Linux
Linux
AMI. That's all.
AMI.
You can able to create the Linux server with the same. Now you
So
can do
customized
anything.
AMI. Yeah.
Linux AMI. That's all you are giving. So in this you want to add the extra volume also to the server. Along with Windows Server, you want to create the
Just
volume.
volume.
You understand? Yeah, you want to add the volume to the volume to the along with your server. You want to add one volume, so that you need to know volume related resource. The volume size, and volume property. You need to add the another resource, that is the block device mapping. This is the resource, this is one resource, and you are adding another resource. That's all, two resources you are creating, and with the volume. So you got this point, I think.
So simply these options should be filled in this program, and we need to paste it in CloudFormation block. So automatically it will create the resources.
Exactly. Suppose now you want to create a volume. See, imagine volume creation, resource name, resource type. The properties are, you need to give the size of the volume. That's all. Instead of all, if you execute this program, this is metadata comment. You no need of this, you no need of this. You just give resource name, resource type, property of the resource, and size of the resource. That's all good enough. You can execute, but it is executing always 10 GB. But I don't want 10 GB always. I want to some input parameter. It should ask input parameter. Then the parameter is coming into the picture. The parameter component is coming into the picture. It will ask you how much size you want. Then it will take that size and it will create based on input what you are passing. And you want to create a snapshot for your volume. You want to create a VPC. You want to create something like security group under VPC. And you want to create some S3 bucket, and you want to create with S3 bucket with some own name. So instead of default, you can provide your own name. Then that's all. It will create all the things. It's very simple and straightforward, but we will discuss the practically in next lab. Okay, so in next session we are going to discuss how to execute these templates, then how to write these templates, and how to generate the templates and all. I'm going to explain in tomorrow's session.